Got that big 7800 in here. All that we need to do now is we're gonna bed the barns again, but you guys have seen that umpteen thousand times, and I'm not going to bore you with the same darn thing this year. We're gonna do things differently. So that's what's coming about for the 12th of December. Did I say December? I meant February. Oh boy. You can definitely tell it's a Monday. I'm going to go plug that 4020 in because we need to pull this grinder up to the shop so we can blow it off so we can work on it. And I'm gonna start that skid loader up so it can start to warming up. It's cold out. And then once you get it running, while walking down here, I'm sure you guys can still probably hear that skid loader in the background warming up. I'm gonna walk down here, and these guys down here didn't need bedded last time, but I know these guys over there needed bedded, and they're gonna need bedding again. I'm gonna have to put hay out too, so I kinda, well, wait a minute. I kinda want them to clean this rack up a little bit, so that way, yeah, no, they got the thing empty. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be putting hay out, because that's what you do when you have animals. You feed them. Okay. So I'm gonna walk down here, and we're gonna check these cows and see if they need a bedding. If they do, fine. If they don't, well, we'll just bed them. And we got lights. We fixed the lights down here. I'm gonna say probably yes, that they're gonna need bedded, because you know, they didn't need bedding the last time that I bedded Friday, today being Monday, but I mean, I don't know, it can almost wait till the next time I bed them guys after today. I think that's what'll happen. Because it's a nice thing to bed with straw because it absorbs all of the urine and everything a lot better than the corn fodder does. I guess I could be giving these guys some minerals too. For some odd reason, these cows like these kind of minerals a lot better than the heritage stuff. It's just the kind of minerals, you know, growing up you always saw on farms that, you know, minerals were brown. At least on this farm anyhow. I don't know about other farms. Every farm does everything different, but minerals are brown. Salt is white, just like table salt. And bedding is normally brown, or gold. Yes, whether it be sand, corn fodder. Believe it or not, corn fodder and straw are really similar in color. Still got 2 wagons loaded, and the corn fodder yet that's back in a corner. It is what it is. Nice thing about having, what, 17 hay wagons is when you're done with straw filling the barn, you can just leave the straw on the rest of the wagons and just work off of those instead of having to throw it in the barn and the barn gets empty, and then, you know, having to rehandle it about 1,000 times. It's just easier to work off of a wagon. Wagon gets empty, you blow it off, you put it away. Simple as that. But I am going to put my hay out first while I'm down here, because it would not make any sense to get a bale of corn fodder, go bed that up there, then come back down here, put 2 bales of hay in, and then go right back up there to put the machine away. It don't make any sense like that. It just, think smarter, not harder. So we just got done putting a new seat in this machine. You guys see any extra wires hanging in here besides this one here that goes to the seat sensor, or the seat belt thing that tells it that it's latched? Nope, I don't. It's a little frosty out this morning as well. So I don't know why, but it could be a round bale of hay, a round bale of straw. I don't know why, but I like to find the end and then just unroll it like such. That's the way I've done it my whole life. That thing works better than I thought. 3 hours later, and we're warm. Ooh, that is warm. So it's working. Gonna have to rewash the tractor and get the feed dust off of it, but that's what happens when you blow the grinder off. Get the tractor dusty too. Just washing the asphalt off after I get done washing the grinder. It's a good thing I got the skid loader and scraped the heavy stuff off. Then I can just blow right through it. I mean, just blow right through the lighter stuff. Well, there, that makes me feel better, seeing that the mud's all cleaned up. A little bit there the truck driver drove through going out, but hey, what are you gonna do? That green truck looks really, really good after Pete buffed it out Saturday. It looks showroom ready almost. And them rims, they're not the world's greatest, but it's all the better I could do with them. It's better than they were, I'll just say. Alright, so what we're gonna do, well, is first we're gonna come over here to our fancy music making device, and we're going to shut it up because we don't like using or listening to the news, how it is ever so depressing. So like I started to say, we're gonna throw some grease in this grinder, and you guys have witnessed me greasing this grinder. What we do is we wash the equipment before we service it. Now I know some guys may service their equipment and then wash it. That's perfectly fine. Hey, that's how you guys run your operation. This is how we run our operation. It's kind of funny because that I'm standing here looking at this thing, because I used to have the same exact toy of this very grinder. The only difference was, I think my toy had, was it a standard auger? I don't think it had that extension on it. But it was the same exact grinder. I know that it was. And then I think I had a Case IH grinder, which was the same exact thing as this. So, we're gonna throw some grease in this thing. You guys have saw me, or witnessed me, greasing, oh no. Oops. Oh well, we'll have to get a shop vac in there after that. But we're gonna have to grease this thing. There's a grease fitting right here that greases this flighting, and if I remember right, I think there is 2 grease banks with 6 grease fittings, I want to say, there on that axle. I think, if I remember right, you gotta, I don't know, can you get in there right? This, in a way I don't recall. Yes. Yes. Right here is the grease bank. So it does make it easier to swing this out of the way. Okay. Grease banks always make things easier, because that old farmhand we had, you had to crawl around up underneath it and everything, and it was a pain in the butt. I just greased this thing like, no, probably 20 hours ago, but Let's see, and then we got to come up here to all this fun stuff. Let me see, there's a grease fitting. Well, I see grease there. Okay, so this has to be swung. Towards the tire. Okay, to be able to get to this grease fitting here. Then there's one on the bottom of this swing tray, table, whatever you want to call it. That greases this apparatus here. And then there is some grease fittings. Well, I think there is one on the jack and then the drive shaft, which I've shown greasing before. Okay, so I got that all greased. Yep, it's all greased. The only thing that I don't really care for about this grinder is the fact that you cannot spin this flywheel or this belt. I mean, you can't spin the drive shaft like you can the farmhand like we used to have. And yeah, the plastic cover spins. There's somebody out there that I know, I'm doing it right now, is going to say, well, why don't you hook that PTO up to your tractor? Or you know what? No, because that ain't going to work. Right now I'm trying to spin that, and I can't spin it. It no mucho spin. So, yeah. I wonder if maybe I can't come back here. Well, you guys won't be able to see anything. Nope, that sprocket don't do anything. Maybe I can spin the belt to where I need this back here to be, because there are grease fittings in here that need to be greased, and it looks like they're going to be difficult to get to, but that's how most farm equipment is difficult to grease. There's always two grease fittings that I forget about when I'm greasing this machine. And, nope, they're not up here. They are right here. Right. Ouch. Right in there? No. Well, wait a minute. Maybe. I don't think so. I thought there was one down here and behind this cover. Oh, wait a minute. What's right where this hole here is? What is this? Is that? I don't know. That's weird. Why they would have a hole here. think that might be for where a grease fitting should be. I don't know. Well, let's spin this belt. And we will. I don't feel one. That looks to me just like a clean out hole. I think. I'm almost positive that's a clean out hole. I could be wrong. Oh, wait, nope. There's grease fitting right there. Right there. Okay. I'm good. Okay. And right there's a grease fitting too. That greases this pulley here. That runs the belt. I guess there's only one grease fit in there. But like I said, we greased all this other stuff here, so we are good. Well, I know I'm good. It's just a matter of how good is the question. There are some things about this grinder that are different than what the book shows, like that lever right there that engages the unload auger. That is hydraulic, but I am going to have to lower this because it shows number, what is that, 12. There's grease fitting right there, and that is right there, that hole there, which there is a grease fitting right there. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do is swing this out ever so carefully and go down, I think. So this grinder did come with, I'm gonna say every option, because it's showing the optional fender right there and the grease bank that you guys just saw me grease. The only thing I can't find is this bevel gear that it says to keep covered with grease. It doesn't really show a good picture here of where that bevel gear is on this grinder. But one thing at a time, we're gonna lower this auger down and see if I can find that grease fitting on the back end. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this safety latch here. That might be low enough. Okay. Then I'm gonna look back here and see if I can see this grease fitting. Oh, it moved on me. Darn it. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know. Okay, so we got the grinder greased. Had a bit of a conundrum here with this. Get me up here. But I went under a branch today and it pulled my whip apart. And as you can see there, it took what I know happened was I'm too tall. I'm like way too tall to begin with, and I know what I done wrong is I screwed them little guys right there. Them are the Allen screws, okay? That hold this little guy, and it appears I'm missing one already, but at least I have the other one to keep it sturdy. I'm gonna find me a Allen key, and I'm gonna remove that other one, and then we're gonna stick that guy back in there where it goes, because this guy is just, well, it's way too tall for my needs and everything. That's like 6 foot. So yeah, let me get an Allen key and we'll take that other guy out and we'll shorten him down some. Okay, so I don't know what you guys are gonna see, if anything. I know it's gonna be on the smaller side of things. I do know that, and yeah, like that is too big. Yet this Craftsman kit here, I know there's some of you that are going to be like, well, why don't you use Milwaukee? You know, Craftsman's junk. Well, here we go, saying that, you know, nope, that is not. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put it back down in to where it touches. I'm going to go right there with it. So what had happened was, let me back up a minute, okay? I had to buy a new antenna, the whole shebang, the whole whip and everything, because I broke my other one. And I'll tell you how I broke it. Was I broke it on, I was cleaning up straw in the top barn, okay? I was cleaning straw up, and I was using this 835R to shuttle my straw back and forth into the bottom of the barn, okay? So what had happened was I backed under the roof, okay? I backed under the header. I did not realize how tall I was, okay? That being an issue, I forgot, because I, installed this wrong, but now it is installed correctly. This went forward, and this went all the way forward, basically like that, and then it forced it even more, breaking it clean off at the ball, the center load part of the shaft, okay? Snapped it clean off, okay? So I had to buy another antenna, $52 on Amazon, okay? And I'm thankful that I found this shaft where I did, because if I didn't if I didn't find it catching it on my grandpa's tree pulling in his driveway tonight, I would have, been out another $52 for another antenna. The spring was fine and the lower part was fine, but I still had to. You cannot change just the whip out when you buy a new antenna. Say this center load part was still good, but your whip, the mast was gone. You cannot interchange parts. You cannot. You can only interchange from the mount and the spring, and that's it. You cannot interchange the center load to a different antenna. It wouldn't work. So you guys made the decision for me to relocate it back on top, right where it was on the 835M, because the higher up you are, the better reception you can get. You can get better reception transmitting and receiving if you have your antenna mounted high, versus if I were to mount it on the mirror right here, the whip would be about right here, and that center coil right there would be about right here. Very, very, very bad place to put an antenna, in my opinion, if you want to get out. And that is what I want to do, is be able to get out and have good receive. Now this antenna on this Lime truck, it's a mirror mount as well. It is mounted on the mirror. I think that might be a 5-foot fiberglass antenna. I am not a fan of using fiberglass antennas because you cannot use a spring with them. And if you go under like a low tree or something, they will give if you have a spring, whereas these will not. So we're all fixed, and we have learned our lesson not to go under trees and stuff like that, or if we back under low buildings, to watch what we do. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time. And the key to being tall, or a good antenna, is a good radio. And a Cobra 29 LTD Classic is a good match for a Wilson 2000 trucker antenna.